The smell comes first. It reaches them before the sound, before the sight, thick, heavy, unmistakable. Smoke curls through the humid Texas air, carrying something dark and sweet, something oily and alive. It settles on skin, on cotton sleeves, on the back of the throat. Inside the barracks, the women freeze. Not all at once, one by one. A spoon pauses halfway to a chipped enamel bowl. A hand tightens around a sleeve. Someone whispers a word that does not belong here. Niku. Meat. For months, years, meat has been a rumor, a memory. A forbidden dream whispered only at night. And beef, gyuniku, is worse than hunger. It is shame. It is sin. It is betrayal of a nation already bleeding. Aiko Sato presses her forehead against the rough wooden wall. The boards are warm from the sun. She smells smoke through the cracks. Her stomach tightens, not with hunger, but with fear. Beef means America. Beef means cow. Beef means everything they were taught to despise. Outside boots crunch on gravel. An American voice calls out, casual, almost cheerful. Lunch in 15 minutes, ladies. Lunch. Aiko's hands tremble. The journey here begins in silence. Not the silence of peace, but the silence of defeat, the kind that presses down on the ears until even breathing feels too loud. They are gathered in a schoolhouse outside Yokohama, then marched to trucks, then trains. Always watched, always hungry. The women range in age from 17 to 40. Nurses, factory workers, telephone operators, a schoolteacher who once taught poetry. They carry nothing but cloth bags and memories they do not trust anymore. At the port, the sea smells wrong, too clean, too vast. The ship is American. White paint, steel railings, no rust, no shouting. Aiko expects fists, spit, the crack of rifle butts. Instead, an American sailor hands her a tin cup of water. Careful, it's cold. Cold water. She has not felt cold water in months. On the ship, propaganda begins to unravel. Not loudly, but quietly, like a seam coming undone. They are not beaten. They are counted. Fed rice and canned vegetables. No one screams. At night, Aiko hears whispering in the bunks. They're fattening us, someone says. For what? Another asks. To shame us, a third whispers. To break us. Aiko writes in her diary by the light of a porthole. If they are kind, it is worse. Kindness is a weapon I do not know how to fight. Texas announces itself with heat. It presses down from the sky, heavy and bright, flattening everything beneath it. The camp sits on open land. No ruins, no bomb craters, no smoke from burning cities. Just grass, fences, white-painted buildings. The women step off the bus slowly, blinking. Nothing is broken. Aiko expects to see scars of war, collapsed roofs, hollow eyes. Instead, there are birds, cicadas screaming in the trees, an American flag snapping lazily in the wind. Inside the barracks, there are beds, real beds, mattresses, sheets. Someone begins to cry, not loudly, but with small animal sounds, hands pressed into her face. In the washroom, soap waits by the sinks. The soap is thick, white, heavy in the hand, smelling faintly of flowers. Aiko turns it over, afraid it will dissolve if she grips it too tightly. They give soap to prisoners? Whispers Yumi, the schoolteacher. No one answers. That night, Aiko writes again. The enemy smells like clean cotton and soap. I'm afraid of what this means. Breakfast arrives on metal trays. Eggs, bread, butter, jam. Butter. Aiko stares at it, a small yellow square, sweating in the heat. She touches it with her fingertip. It melts instantly. Someone laughs. A sharp, disbelieving sound. At lunch, there is soup with vegetables so plentiful they float on the surface like offerings. At dinner, always dinner, the smell returns. Smoke, sweet, dark. On the third day, an American guard explains slowly, as if speaking to children. Tomorrow we'll have barbecue. The word means nothing to them. Yumi whispers, Is it fish? No one sleeps well that night. The guards do not shout. They knock before entering the barracks. They say please. They say thank you. Once when Aiko drops her tray, a guard bends to help her. Careful, he says. It's hot. She bows reflexively, too deeply, and nearly falls. He steps back, embarrassed, as if he has done something wrong. This confuses her more than cruelty ever could. Beyond the fence, trucks roll past loaded with goods. Men laugh. Radios play music, loud, cheerful music that does not belong to a world at war. Aiko watches a delivery truck unload crates stamped beef. Her stomach twists. At night, a letter arrives from home. The paper smells faintly of smoke. We boil grass now. Mother is sick. Do not worry about us. Aiko presses the letter to her chest and feels something inside her. Crack, gratitude tastes bitter. Each kindness sharpens her shame. Each full meal feels like betrayal. In her diary, if I eat well while they starve, what does that make me? The pit is dug behind the mess hall. Metal grates, charcoal, smoke rising in lazy columns that stain the sky. The women stand in a line, hands folded, eyes fixed on the ground. The meat is massive, dark, glistening, slow-cooked. Fat sizzles as it drips into the fire, sending up bursts of smoke that smell impossibly rich. Aiko's mouth waters despite herself. She clenches her jaw until it aches. An American cook wipes his hands on his apron. Texas barbecue, he says, smiling. Took all night. The word beef is not spoken. Trays are passed. Slices of meat rest beside bread and beans. Sauce glistens like lacquer. The women do not move. Yumi shakes her head violently. I can't, she whispers. I won't. Others push their trays away untouched. Aiko stares at the meat. Steam rises. It smells nothing like the beef she remembers, stringy, boiled, rationed. This smells generous. A guard notices. No pressure, he says softly. Eat what you like. No punishment follows. No shouting. Minutes pass. Then an older woman, Sachiko, the nurse, picks up her fork. She closes her eyes and takes one bite. She freezes. Her hand trembles. Tears spill down her cheeks without sound. It's... Her voice breaks. It's not what they told us. Aiko's chest tightens. Slowly, so slowly it spreads. One bite, then another. Then sobs, muffled by hands and sleeves. Aiko lifts her fork. The meat falls apart at the touch. It is soft, smoky, sweet. It fills her mouth with warmth. Her body responds before her mind can stop it. She cries as she eats. That night the camp is quiet. Too quiet. In her diary, Aiko writes with shaking hands, if the enemy can cook like this, what else have they lied about? The kindness becomes unbearable. Letters continue to arrive from home, worse each time. Hunger, bombing, loss. The contrast eats at them. Some women stop writing. Some pray. Some grow thin again, refusing food out of penance. Aiko dreams of smoke. Not bombs, but barbecue smoke drifting over ruins. She wakes ashamed. Whispered conversations fill the dark. If they were monsters, Yumi says softly, this would be easier. Aiko does not answer. She cannot stop thinking about the cook's smile. About the guard who said please. About how easily hate collapses when, fed, the announcement comes on a bright morning. Repatriation. Soon. The word tastes strange. The women pack slowly. They fold donated clothes, save scraps of soap. At the gate, the cook stands awkwardly, hat in hand. Safe travels, he says. Aiko bows, not from fear, but from something like gratitude. On the bus, as the camp recedes, smoke still lingers in the air. Not the smoke of burning cities. The smoke of meat and fire and patience. In her final diary entry, Aiko writes, they told us the enemy would break our bodies. Instead, they broke our lies. I do not know how to live with this truth, but I will carry it home. The bus disappears down the road. The pit still smolders, and somewhere in the Texas heat, the smell of barbecue drifts on, quiet, persistent, impossible to forget.